Hi, welcome to PN Recap Mystery. Today we explain Spider-Man No Way Home movie.
After 1 week when Quentin Beck attacks in Europe, Spider-Man is framed for Beck murder and his civilian identity as Peter Parker is disclosed to the world. Parker and MJ escape the media and head to Parker flat, reuniting along with his Auntie May and Happy Hogan, with the apartment encircled by the Department of Damage Control. Parker, MJ, May, and Ned Leeds are taken into custody and interrogated, however have their charges borne with the assistance of lawyer Matt Murdock. Parker, MJ, and Ned come to high school, but all of their university applications are rejected because of the recent controversy. Parker consults with Stephen Strange within the Sanctum Sanctorum, asking him to forge the spell to form folks forget he's Spider-Man. Despite Wong warning of the implications that might occur, Strange casts the spell anyway. However, the spell goes wrong once Parker perpetually ever-changing needs destabilizes it. Strange berates Parker, when checking out that Parker didn't contemplate contacting the MIT acceptance board before requesting the spell. Parker goes to the Alexander Hamilton Bridge and tries to win over an MIT administrator to just accept Ned and MJ applications. Suddenly, the bridge is attacked by Otto Octavius, who rips Parker technology from his Iron Spider suit, inflicting it to Bond along with his mechanical tentacles. When discovering that this isn't the Peter Parker he had antecedently fought, Octavius has his robotic arms disabled by the nanotechnology. Before being captured and placed during a slammer within the Sanctorum, together with Curt Connors, who has been captured by Strange. Strange reveals that his spell has begun transfer folks from each a part of the multi-universe who is aware of Parker as Spider-Man into their world. With the assistance of MJ and Ned, Parker decides to assist capture the other potential visitors. They realize and capture Max Dillon and Flynn Marko. Elsewhere, Norman Osborn is retrieved when attending to a FEASD building seeking facilitate. Strange needs to send the villains back to their various universes and meet their fates. However, Parker wants to cure and help them before causing them back so as to forestall their doomed deaths. He frees them and orbits Strange within the mirror dimension. After a short fight, taking the villains to Hogan apartment, Parker with success cures Octavius by using Stark Industries technology to interchange his broken substance chip. Once cures are developed for Osborn and Dillon, the Green Goblin persona takes over Osborn before the cure can be administered. The Green Goblin convinces Dillon to get rid of the device that Parker placed on him to cure him associated. Despite the most effective efforts of Parker and Octavius, the opposite four escape. Within the succeeding battle, Might is mortally cut by the Goblin, with Parker unable to avoid wasting her as she succumbs to her wounds. MJ and Ned accidentally learn the way to open Portal's exploitation Strange sling ring, that they use in a trial to seek out Parker. However, instead finds an alternate version of him from a distinct universe that was forced to their universe. A second attempt finds another. Ned and MJ notice their Parker, who is comfortable by them when learning of May's death. He meets the opposite Spider-Men, who share their own stories of losing dear ones and encourage him to fight in May honor. They work on solidification the remaining villains and lure them to the Statue of Liberty. Ned and MJ defend the first bind spell by Strange because the Spider-Man battle their enemies together. When at first troubled to fight as a team, the Spider-Men commit to trust their instincts and set up a coordinated attack on the villains. They're later joined by Octavius, and they manage to defeat and cure Connors, Dillon, and Marko in a long battle. Dillon reconciles along with his universe Spider-Man and is inspired to abandon his nefarious tendencies. Ned frees Strange from the mirror dimension, who seizes management of the spell and works to guard the universe because the barriers begin to interrupt down between different universes. Meanwhile, an infuriated Parker fights and overpowers the Goblin, needing to kill him for May's death. However, he's stopped short by the Parker from the Goblin universe, just for him to be injured by the Goblin. Parker injects the Goblin with the cure, restoring him to a regretful Osborn. Peter and MJ affirm their love for every other and kiss before the spell formally starts. At Parker's request, Strange fixes the spell, causing the alternate Spider-Men and their villains back to their individual universes, whereas creating everybody forget Parker's existence. Later, Parker tries to introduce himself to MJ and Ned, finding himself unable to try and do it. Parker visits May's grave, Joined by a currently unaware Hogan, and vows to hold on, Parker creates a brand new suit from scratch to resume his freelance heroics. What do you think about this movie? Tell us in comment section. If you like, then click the like button and subscribe the channel.